The Gunpowder Plot explained who Guy Fawkes actually was and why we mark Bonfire Night with fireworks. When is Bonfire Night 2021? Bonfire Night takes place on the 5th of November every year, which means this time around it falls on a Friday, giving plenty of opportunity to make a night of it at a large-scale display. Events take place across the UK, from London's Alexandra Palace's Fireworks Festival to the annual Lewes Bonfire Night Parade. However, organisers and revellers alike will be hoping the weather doesn't dampen proceedings, after grim conditions in the build-up to the big night. Who was Guy Fawkes and what was the Gunpowder Plot? As the traditional rhyme goes, remember, remember, the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot. We see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Bonfire Night commemorates the events of 1605, when a small group of Catholic plotters threatened to change the course of history. Led by charismatic religious fanatic Robert Catesby, with the help of radicalized ex-soldier Guido, or Guy, Fawkes, the terrorists hatched a plan to blow up King James I along with the Prince of Wales and the Houses of Parliament. The plot grew out of decades of religious war dating back to the reign of Henry VIII at the start of the previous century, with the Catholics' disillusionment reaching boiling point after James succeeded Elizabeth in 1603. Guy Fawkes was recruited by Catesby to take charge of the operation in the spring of 1604, and the plotters began digging a mine beneath Parliament in the summer. Early the following year, they rented a coal cellar underneath the House of Lords and gradually moved 36 barrels of gunpowder into the chamber. If the plot was successful, the explosion would have obliterated the Parliament building, killing hundreds of ordinary Londoners along with the gang's intended targets and potentially plunging the nation into a religious war. Why did the gunpowder plot fail? The plotters came unstuck just over a week before the state opening of Parliament on the 5th of November, the date chosen for their mission. One of their number, thought by many to be Francis Tresham, who had expressed misgivings about the plot, cracked, and sent a letter of warning to the Catholic Lord Monteagle. This prompted a search of the buildings around Parliament on the 4th of November, during which Fawkes was actually discovered in the cellar, surrounded by a large pile of firewood. His excuse, that he was simply assembling supplies for winter, was initially enough to deceive the search party. However, the wary King James, whose father Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, had been blown up in Edinburgh 40 years earlier, ordered his men to investigate again that night. A second search once more revealed Fawkes, this time with incriminating matches and fire-lighting aids on his person, and with his arrest the plot was foiled. He was tortured, and the majority of Catesby's gang was shot down at Holbeach in Staffordshire after fleeing to the Midlands. Fawkes was hanged, drawn and quartered with the 3 other surviving Catholic conspirators, opposite the Palace of Westminster. Although severely weakened from torture, he managed to jump from the gallows and break his neck, thus avoiding the gruesome mutilations which would have completed his punishment. In early 1606, an act was passed designating the 5th of November as a date of Thanksgiving, with bonfires and fireworks soon settled upon as a suitably fitting commemoration.